This is WNEP TV 16, the news station. Now, Nolan Johannes, Karen Harsh, Jack Ruland in Skycam 16, meteorologist Tom Clark with his backyard forecast, and Tim Carlson Sports. This is Newswatch 16.
Good evening. I'm Nolan Johannes. Karen Harsh has the night off. It's one of the biggest travel days of the year, and it started out as a slippery one for some holiday travelers. Right now, the roads are mostly wet, as we can see in these pictures taken just minutes ago at the Pittston Township Toll Plaza on the Pennsylvania Turnpike. Freezing rain started to fall in some counties at mid-morning. Newswatch 16's Dan Fiorucci found that when the ice formed, the trouble on Interstate 80 followed close behind.
Perhaps the worst of the accidents occurred on this westbound stretch of Route 80. Just past the Cunningham exit in Luzerne County. Cars started slowing down when they hit this icy patch of roadway. Then they began colliding with each other. What was it like when you were hit?
It was like an explosion. I wasn't sure quite what had happened.
Police shut down the westbound lanes near exit 37 for more than an hour, and the 2.5-mile line of traffic quickly built up. In neighboring Columbia County, another chain reaction crash on this bridge over the Susquehanna sent 2 cars and a truck sliding into the guardrails.
Everybody just started hitting walls and everything, and trucks were trying to stop, and there was no stopping. There was no stopping at all. It was just solid sheet ice.
What is truly amazing is that with all this twisted steel on this slippery bridge, no one was seriously hurt in this accident. The Christmas wrapping strewn on the roadway was evidence that some people would not have gotten home for the holidays if not for the help of passing strangers.
Oh, one lady's going to Youngstown and going through there, so I figured I'd just give her a ride on in.
A few miles further west, the VW bus ended up in the median, and in an unrelated accident, a Jeep flipped. No reports of life-threatening injuries, but not the kind of Christmas Eve that makes for fond memories either. Dan Fiorucci, Newswatch 16, Columbia County.
Nabisco Company has just announced that it's recalling all of its Baby Ruth candy bars. The company says it's taking the voluntary action as a precaution against the threat of salmonella contamination. Nabisco recalled some of its Baby Ruth bars when the bacteria was found in a small amount of the candy. Today, Nabisco officials say they want to make sure that none of the contaminated bars gets to the public. Nabisco says there is no serious health threat to the public. The Baby Ruth bars should be returned to the store where they were purchased. If you have any questions, you can call Nabisco at this number, 1-800-932-7800. That's 1-800-932-7800. The Department of Environmental Resources is watching to put out an underground junk fire at an illegal dump site in Schuylkill County. Newswatch 16's Bob Costantini reports that one man thinks it could have all been avoided.
Gene Mascarell got DER to look at illegal dumping in a nearby strip pit last August.
Our fear was that someday it might catch fire. We thought the DER should have made them remove all of that material at the time, and we would have avoided this problem.
Last weekend, Mascarell and his neighbors were bothered by what turned out to be the smell from a dump fire in the pit near McAdoo. The property owner, Gerald Pohida of New Jersey, is considered ultimately responsible for illegal dumping on his land. Workers, including Pohida's brother, Gene, are trying to dig up the burning junk and put it out.
What will happen with this junk that's burning here when you have the fire out?
It'll stay here.
It is apparently DER policy that even if material is illegally dumped, in some cases that material can simply be covered over, and that's the end of the problem.
That's what was done in August. The department's local solid waste chief says he doesn't have the manpower to oversee removal of thousands of illegal dump sites in our area.
If the property owner is willing to cover it over, and we think that it's not a large volume of waste or not anything that would cause a problem, such as demolition waste or tree grubbing, then we simply say cover it over.
Gene Mascarell is frustrated by what he sees as an inconsistency.
If more people were made to clean up when they're caught dumping like that and money come out of their pockets, they wouldn't be so quick to go dumping again.
Bob Costantini, Newswatch 16, near McAdoo.
When Newswatch 16 continues, workers pick up their belongings and leave their jobs behind. Plus, millions up for grabs as players pick up their tickets. We'll have a live report.
This is a beer that's everything a fine imported beer ought to be. It's brewed with all natural ingredients, the way fine imported beers are brewed.
bottled in tall green glass, the way fine imported beers are bottled. This is Rolling Rock Premium Beer, brewed by the Latrobe Brewing Company and imported in bottles and cans from Latrobe, PA.
Now wait a minute, they're gonna make you wanna shout Chevrolet. Year-end's fine.
Our year-end inventories are high, so our year-end prices are low. We're dealing with $300 cash back on all Cavaliers and option packages worth up to $875. Base prices start at $49.95 and tax deductions up to $2,000 end December 31st. Get your new Chevrolet today.
Polaron, the troubled Columbia County munitions plant that locked its gates and laid off its workers this week, let those workers back in today, but it was just for a brief time. The 250 workers were given their final paychecks and permitted to pick up their personal belongings. Newswatch 16 found out that Polaron had shipped 12 million defective grenade casings to the U.S. Army. When they were sent back, Polaron filed for bankruptcy. Today, Christmas Eve, workers at the plant near Bloomsburg still find it all hard to believe.
What more can you say? Merry Christmas, man. We don't know what happened here Monday, and it was closed. That was it.
Workers have been told to file for unemployment compensation. It is not clear if the Columbia County plant will ever be able to reopen. Many people must think that this Christmas Eve is a lucky one because the computers are busy spitting out Super 7 lottery tickets. Newswatch 16's Melissa Sander is live now in Scranton. Melissa, how's business at the place you're at this evening?
Well, I'll tell you, Nolan, this convenience store has been moving along very briskly. In fact, the store manager says that there's been a steady flow all day long, more lottery sales than usual. Now, that's kind of interesting because I spoke with somebody from the State Lottery Commission today, and she says that the holiday period is usually a slow one. That is, that people aren't buying tickets because they're busy doing or buying something else. But you've got to admit, that lure of $10 million is a very strong one.
Today it's worth 6 or 7 million, I think. I don't even know.
10 million.
Oh, 10 million.
For those who could use even a measly $1 million, tonight's Super 7 is worth spending some leftover holiday cash to take a chance. But you want that 10 million bad,
Well,
don't you?
I would, because a lot of the charitable organizations will get some of it.
This is a very giving woman. How about me? Will you give me some?
Well, if you come over, and I probably will, too.
Where do you live?
North Valley Avenue.
Best friends. Best friends. Especially if you win. Some people told me they never played the Super 7 before today. Not this guy. He bets on it every week. And so far, what's been happening?
Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Do you think your luck is going to change tonight?
By all means.
He's a very confident
I
man.
believe in Santa Claus.
This man, on the other hand, isn't expecting any holiday magic.
Me and a few other guys are going partners, so we go every week. And just hope we win, that's all.
Does it make a difference to you that it's $10 million you're going for?
Not really.
No?
If you're going to win, you're going to win.
He's absolutely right. It's all in the luck of the draw. But boy, what a Christmas present $10 million would make. So good luck, everybody. I'm Melissa Sander, reporting live with the Instacam from Scranton. Nolan?
Good luck, Melissa. All right. The Weather Watch is next with our chief meteorologist, Tom Clark. We'll say Merry Christmas, Tom.
Merry Christmas. Wish it was snowing outside, but
yes.
that freezing rain came in a little bit sooner than we thought this morning, but temperatures are creeping upward now.
Good.
So that's some good news. When we come back, we'll use the radar to try and track down Santa Claus. You're watching Newswatch 16 on WNEP TV, and we're proud to serve Kingston and all of Luzerne County.
What can I get you?
What'll you have?
Down home flavor.
What'll you have?
Country flavor. Give me a Pabst Real True Blue Ribbon, Pabst Blue Ribbon beer. I demand the taste and flavor. I demand Real True Blue flavor in Pabst Blue Ribbon beer.
When I'm outside in weather that cold, man, I want to be prepared with an all-weather Delco Freedom battery. Even flash frozen with sub-zero liquid gas. Delco comes through, start after start. Just remember, Delco is the world's leading producer of maintenance-free batteries.
A 60-month AC Delco battery is on sale for $48.50. With a $5 rebate from AC Delco, your final cost is $43.50.
Special feeling on NEP. That special feeling on NEP.
Well, now that we're down to the final hours, I don't think too many youngsters are, feeling under the weather when it comes to no snow on the ground. The excitement is still in the air, Tom.
That's right, Nolan. That does prevail despite the weather, doesn't it? Well, we started that kind of slippery this morning. Just some plain rain now in the backyard, and that's the case over most of our viewing area at this hour. It's going to be a white Christmas over the Channel 16 viewing area, but just only in the highest elevations of northeastern Pennsylvania, where there is now a few inches of snow on the ground from what fell last week, and I doubt that tonight's rain will wash it all away. Here we go tonight on the Weather Watch to Northampton County, where Michael Shea has 35 degrees, a half inch of rain down there today, and it's still coming down. Matthew Prokowski in Cowan, Union County, 30 degrees. There's been some ice out there today, but it's now plain rain, and about a third of an inch has fallen. And Jackie Rose, my weather watcher in Hickory Grove, Susquehanna County, 34 degrees and a light rain. Now, tonight's holiday house on this Christmas Eve is very pretty, and it is courtesy of Rocco and Angela Valvano. And their display can be found along Elmhurst Boulevard in Dunmore. 34 out back now. The humidity is 85%. The wind from the east at 14 miles per hour, now beginning to gust to 25, and the barometer is falling from 29.98, falling rapidly. Today's high, 35 degrees, the low, 24. Last night, a very cold start, and I wouldn't be surprised if that temperature hits 36 between now and 7 o'clock. 62, the record high for this Christmas Eve day, set back in 1933. And this time last year, you might remember, we had some snow falling, and it was a white Christmas. The low was 30 degrees. Now the satellite view, the radar view, showing a lot of rain falling south of Pennsylvania at daybreak today. The darker areas indicate where the rainfall is heaviest, and steering winds out of the south have been bringing that rain, sleet, and freezing rain up over Pennsylvania. And as you can see, there's a view there. A lot of rain now in the eastern part of the state, and some heavy rain out by Pittsburgh, and a lot of rain south of Pennsylvania. I want to change the view a bit and show you Pennsylvania and some very heavy rainfall south of the state, down around Virginia. And that's what I think this storm has in store for us overnight tonight. More rain, and some of it could be heavy, as it's all moving up towards the north and northeast. Now, I did want to expand this view a little bit to show parts of Canada. I wanted to look up to the north to see if, let's turn the power up just a little bit on the radar. There we go. Wait a minute, there it is, north of the Great Lakes over Canada. It must be Santa Claus. And Donner, and Dasher, and Dancer, and Prancer, and Vixen, and Comet, and Cupid, and Blitzen. Rest assured, kids, Santa is on his way. Let's turn down the gain a little bit now and go on to our satellite view. There's the storm over Virginia now. A lot of rain, and still some freezing rain in parts, but warmer air is coming in from off the Atlantic, and so I just expect some rain overnight tonight and no major driving problems. A wind-swept Christmas Eve, and still just a few icy spots over the elevations, but for the most part, temperatures rising from these lows, low to mid-30s, by morning a few degrees higher, and even by then the rain could be tapering off. But between now and then we could see a half inch of rain, and that equals about 5 inches of snow. East winds tonight, 10 to 30 miles an hour. Here's the sunrise time for a Christmas morning, 7:28, and 4:40 is the sunset tomorrow. Rain tonight, windy, some fog in the mountains. For the most part tomorrow, just a cloudy day, a little light rain from time to time, close to 40. Friday and Saturday look much better, partly sunny skies, and Sunday the clouds roll in once again. So, Nolan, we'll use the radar again tonight to see if Santa Claus has come any closer.
All right, Tom, and we'll be looking.
Okay.
Tim Carlson is next with the Sports Watch and a reason to brag about 2 area football players, plus a preview of another college football bowl game.
Yuengling was brewing premium beer back in 1956, in 1919, in 1860, and all the way back to 1829. 5 generations of the Yuengling family have been helping America quench her thirst for over a century and a half. What a tradition. What a great beer. Yuengling, America's oldest, is still America's best. And that's a promise from Dick Yuengling himself.
Before the voices of the earth's choirs were raised in praise, there was a silent night. Before the strings of lights were wound around the world and tinsel strung, there was a single star. Before the wide-eyed wonder of a child on Christmas morn, before the gifts, there was a child born in Bethlehem who showed the world the greatest gift of all, his love. This Christmas, open your heart first.
Well, it's turned out to be Christmas time in the sports department, too, right, Tim?
We like to see that. Merry Christmas to you,
Thank
by the
you,
way,
and the
Nolan.
same to you.
And what a great Christmas present for 2 of the finest high school football players ever to play in this area. Did you happen to see the USA Today newspaper today? Well, as we told you last night at this time, 2 area football stars will be featured as members of the USA Today 1986 High School All-Star football team. And right here on page 4 of the sports section in beautiful color, Mark Spindler of West Granite High School and Greg Skrepnak of GAR High School are pictured for the entire country to see as 2 of the nation's finest high school football players. Mark Spindler from West Granite got top billing as the defensive lineman of the year among national players. Mark is 6'5", 260 pounds, and started every game in his 4 years for the Invaders. This year he came up with 62 solo tackles. Greg Skrepnak of GAR High School in Wilkes-Barre was named to the USA Today's first team as a lineman. Greg is 6'8" and 310 pounds, helped 2 runners gain 1,000 yards this year, while on defense made 87 solo tackles. Our congratulations. College football fans will have something to do tomorrow after opening all those Christmas presents. Watch the Sun Bowl. The Christmas Day game features 2 teams that started in the year expecting to play a New Year's Day Bowl, but I'm sure Alabama and Washington are happy to get the $700,000 payoff for their schools and the chance to play before a national audience. Quarterback Mike Shula and linebacker Cornelius Bennett will lead the 9-3 Crimson Tide against the Washington Huskies in tomorrow's Sun Bowl in El Paso, Texas. Bama head coach Ray Perkins knows just how good the Huskies are.
They're a big football team. They're a big, talented football team that is a well-coached team that makes very few mistakes.
Washington, with 8 wins, 2 losses, and a tie this season, is led by quarterback Chris Chandler and running back Vince Weatherby. Both teams sport great defenses, so Chandler thinks the key will be coming up with a game plan to avoid Bama's Cornelius Bennett.
Well, I think he's the type of player you have to design a game plan around. You know, you can't go into a game expecting to do your normal offensive scheme with him out there. You have to design things to try to take him out of the game or take him away from some of his big plays. And if you can just eliminate some of them, you'll be fine.
With defense in mind, this game could come down to a kicking matchup, and that could be fun. Bama's Van Tiffen holds the NCAA career record for extra points. Washington's Jeff Jager holds the college record for most field goals. Game time is 2:30 tomorrow. Today involves former Philadelphia Eagles coach Dick Vermeil, who 4 years ago left coaching behind.
I am emotionally burnt out and therefore feel that I need a break from coaching.
Well, I guess Vermeil, who spent the past 4 years as a TV commentator for NFL games, isn't burned out anymore and has the itch to coach because he's considering taking the head coaching job of the Atlanta Falcons. Vermeil was a winner with the Eagles, taking the Birds to the Super Bowl in 1981. His longtime friend Marion Campbell is the defensive coordinator for the Falcons. And a little baseball news, a little present for a gentleman who's been playing the game a long time. The man who was cast aside by the California Angels after the 1986 baseball season will be going home to the team where he started his major league career. Reggie Jackson signed a 1-year contract today with the Oakland A's, a team he played with from 1967 to 1975. In the 11 seasons since, Reggie played with the Orioles, the Yankees, and Angels. He's ready to help out the A's this season.
The only place I really wanted to play was in Oakland. And there were some other teams that talked to us, but it was just very, very light conversation, and I really wasn't very interested in going anywhere else but really coming home.
Well, they say you can never really go home, but we'll have to see what happens to Reggie. By the way, he's going to wear number 44 for the A's this year. In the old days, you might remember, Nolan, he wore number 9. But Reggie says he has so much jewelry with the number 44 on it, he had to keep the number 44 jersey to match all the jewelry he has. So that's
we'll have
tough,
to do a
you know?
close-up on that next season, huh? That's real
I think
tough.
he's going to do very well out there this year.
Okay, Tim.
See you later,
See
Nolan.
you later, thanks. Well, do you want to make a youngster's holiday bright? And make yourself feel good, too, all year long. We'll have a suggestion for you as Newswatch 16 continues.
Enterprise Aluminum in Wilkes-Barre wishes to extend to you and yours a most joyous holiday season. Enterprise Aluminum is your complete source for exterior home remodeling needs.
Spending time together in a special way, side by side we two sharing dreams that happen every day. Warm and tender feelings, friendships old and new, every moment means so much, being here with you. It's that special time, yours and mine, as close as we can be. It's that special feeling on any
Finally tonight, on many Wednesdays throughout the year, we take you on a brief outing with a young boy who has no father. A boy who needs and wants the friendship of an adult man willing to give him some regular time, perhaps once a week. On this Christmas Eve, we bring back some of our little brothers that you may have seen this past year. Boys waiting for a very important Christmas gift. Someone to say, I would like to be your big brother.
Oh, this is Christmas, oh, this is Christmas. And what have you done, what have you done? Another year over, and you won't just begun, you won't just begun. And so this is Christmas, so this is Christmas. I hope you have, the near and the dear ones, the old and the young. A very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Let's hope it doesn't fall without any fear. So this is Christmas, for weak and for strong, the rich and the poor ones. The road is so long, and so happy Christmas, for black and for white, for yellow and red ones. Let's stop all the lights. Merry, Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Let's hope it doesn't fall without any
And we hope many men will decide soon to contact the Big Brother organization in Luzerne, Lackawanna, Lehigh, and Northumberland counties. Finally, we leave you with one of the beautiful Christmas wishes that my wife and I received this year from friends. We received so many of them. It says, this is the season when the mind senses the wonder of simple things, when old dreams find their youth again, when forgotten joys come back, and love whispers its magic word all over the land. Merry Christmas. Including Karen, who will be here, of course, tonight with you on the 11 on the update. We thank you for joining us, and we enjoy being with you. Merry Christmas.